And we're excited. I think the one thing that we're really excited about is to see what we have. It's been a mad dash since January, and our young men have had a great camp, and we're looking forward to the standard quote, hitting somebody else, and seeing what we have as a football team.
In terms of, obviously, just getting to play in general is always nice, but opening up on the road versus opening up at home, any difference there or anything like that?
Well, first of all, very good opponent in Western Colorado. A tough place to play. They're always tough at home, as well as really well coached, and we got our hands full. It's obviously like to come out and play this, come out and start at home and things like that. But we're gonna have to go on the road. And we're gonna have to prepare and travel well and get ready to play football.
I know that it's on the road, but considering that this is your first game as the head coach, how important is it to just kind of get the momentum rolling for your team?
Oh, it's huge. It's anytime you get a chance to go play football and have an opportunity to go get a win, and it's definitely a lot better than a loss in regards to momentum and getting things off on the right foot, and obviously momentum carrying into the following week, and it's just we need to get off on the right foot.
Of course, you guys had a battle all through spring and fall camp to try to decide that number one quarterback position.
Sure.
Where'd you land on?
We're gonna go with Kyle Brown. Okay. I think we've had a couple young men step in and really challenge for that role. We'll come out the year with Kyle Brown, and then Weston Edgett, the transfer from New Mexico State, did a good job. And then maybe the biggest surprise of the camp was Cannon Gibson, the true freshman out of Wing, Texas. He's done a good job with our option read game, and he might be a possibility somewhere in the cards.
How do you handle the elevation difference a little bit?
Yeah, it's different. I think playing a lot of guys, keeping kids fresh. I feel really good about our offensive line and defensive line depth. We're going to try to go up there and play a lot of kids.
In terms of your comfortability level over the course of the last few months, how has that kind of grown, and what can you say about the process of getting comfortable in a new school, having done it before, and how long that takes?
Sure, it never comes as fast as you want it to come. However, I believe our young men have done an exceptional job of embracing our system, embracing our culture, and embracing our schemes offensively and defensively. And the whole thing with that is make it simple enough to where those guys can go play fast. And I think our young men have done a great job of doing that. We still got work to do, though. We're nowhere where we need to be, but our young men are excited, and I really believe they're believing in our system, and it'll be a good opportunity here on Saturday to go demonstrate that.
Obviously, the situation with the freshmen is always going to be the same, but how have you kind of built your relationship with the guys that were already here, and then where do you think that's at?
Sure, there's always a trust factor there, right? I think trust is a two-way thing. I've had to earn their trust as well as vice versa. But once again, these guys have. As soon as I step through the door, our staff has stepped through the door. They have bought in, and they've worked hard. They're on time to stuff, and it's a really fun group to be around in that regards.
In terms of, obviously with the state of college football these days, anytime there's a coaching change, you usually see some guys hit the portal.
Yep.
You had a lot that ended up coming back, and you were able to keep here. How important do you think it's going to be to have a lot more of those veterans that you ended up keeping compared to who you thought might have been leaving?
Oh, sure. That's been a big piece for us, and I'm extremely grateful for those young men who did, get out of the portal and come back with us, because a lot of those young men are going to be starters on Saturday for us. Noah Bogardus, Shaquille Brown, Kyle Brown, Patrick Gray's one of those guys. I'm really grateful for those guys, and to be successful on a football team as well as any other sports, you got to have an older component to it. You got to have older young men in your program to help lead with your coaches, and so I'm really appreciative of those guys.
Where do you feel like you guys have improved the most as a team over the course of camp over the last month?
Yeah, I think our fronts have gotten better. And not only that, as I think I really believe that we're starting to come together as a football team, both on the field with systematic stuff, but also getting to know each other and getting along with each other. That goes a long ways, and everybody's holding each other accountable, and I think that's a huge piece of it.
I think I saw that Western was renovating their field. You guys might have to put on the soccer pitch. You heard anything
Yeah,
about that?
yeah. We're going to play on their soccer field. They have a beautiful rebuild going on right now. I think the winter kind of got them. It's a long winter, and the one thing I will say about the stadium that we're about to play in is a great playing surface. It's still going to be a great environment to play football in, and obviously they're probably itching to get into their new stadium, but it's just not quite done yet.
In terms of, obviously you said on signing day, it's hard for any true freshman to kind of like make it
Yep.
make an impact, but you did get a lot of local kids
Yep.
here. Anybody staying out to you so
Yeah,
far?
absolutely. Cannon Gibson, the quarterback from Wink. There's a young man named Hunter Maston out of Lubbock, Texas, an offensive guard that's done a really nice job. As for local kids, I think that's those are the two. Another one too that's had a nice camp that's from Denison, Texas is Kenyon Ives. He's a freshman left tackle. Extremely happy with the freshman class we brought in. There's a lot of good players there, and some of those guys you might see this year.